Let me tell you something. What just happened in Cleveland is not your ordinary quarterback announcement. No, this isn't just some coach scribbling names on a depth chart. This feels seismic. This feels like a fault line cracking wide open beneath the Browns organization just days before the season kicks off. Because Kevin Stefanski, head coach of the Cleveland Browns, walked into that meeting room and dropped a bomb. He named SHEDEUR Sanders the rookie, the fifth-round phenomenon, the kid that half the league doubted, as the starting quarterback for Week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco, the veteran warrior, will stand on the sidelines as the backup. And Dillon Gabriel, the third-round pick who was supposed to be part of the plan, he's been pushed all the way down to third string. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 5,000 likes, that means we're beating the Bengals. Let's make it happen. Now, you hear something like that and you might think, okay, standard football business. Somebody wins, somebody loses. But I'm telling you, this is way bigger than that. This is an identity shift for the entire organization. This is the Browns throwing away the safe playbook, lighting it on fire and saying, we're betting it all on this kid. Sources say Stefanski didn't drag it out, didn't sugarcoat it. He walked in, faced the players, and laid it down straight. Sanders starts. Flacco backs him up. Everyone else fall in line. And the silence that followed, you could have heard. A pin drop. Then the reaction started to ripple across the room. Veterans nodding like they saw it coming. Young guys looking around wide-eyed. Assistants scrambling to rewrite practice plans on the fly. And Dillon Gabriel, he sat there frozen. Didn't say a word. Didn't even look at his teammates. Then he got up, walked out, and disappeared into the parking garage. That right there tells you this wasn't just a decision. This was a fracture. This was the culmination of months of whispers, meetings, and power struggles. And make no mistake, this wasn't spontaneous. This was calculated. It was ownership pressure. It was locker room momentum. And above all else, it was SHEDEUR Sanders forcing everyone's hand. Because here's the thing. The stats between Gabriel and Sanders weren't wildly different. Gabriel was safe, efficient, professional, the kind of guy you can trust not to screw things up. But Sanders was electric. He was fire on the field. He didn't just run the offense, he transformed it. 7 touchdown drives in limited. Preseason action. A completion rate north of 76%. Highlight after highlight. That made veterans shake their heads in disbelief. He extended plays that had no business existing. He created moments that shifted energy across the entire stadium. Gabriel could keep the train on the tracks. Sanders could make it fly. And the Browns chose flight. Already the ripple effects are massive. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt is tearing up his playbook and redesigning it around Sanders' mobility, his rollouts, his ability to improvise when everything breaks down. The defense is cranking up the intensity in practice, trying to toughen him up for the AFC North grind. And over in Cincinnati, Lou Anarumo is tossing out his old game plan and building new blitz packages specifically to attack this rookie. That's how real this is. Inside the locker room, something unexpected happened. Where many thought veterans would resent the move, the opposite took place. Leaders like Myles Garrett reportedly told the team point blank, whoever the coach names, that's our guy, period. The receivers, they're buzzing. They know Sanders opens up the deep shots, the vertical plays, the creative freedom they've been begging for. The line, they've been told to lock in like never before because protecting a rookie means no slip-ups. But then there's Dillon Gabriel, the quiet one, the worker. The guy who did everything by the book. He stayed professional all camp, never complained, never cracked until this. When he realized the competition was over before it truly began, that's when he snapped. Sources say his agent was on the phone with GM Andrew Berry within hours, hinting at a trade. And honestly, can you blame him? He was drafted to develop, to be groomed as the next guy. And instead, he watched the organization fall head over heels for a 5th rounder with a camera crew and a social media empire. And that's the cultural fault line here. On one side, you've got Gabriel, the methodical, disciplined quarterback who represents the old way of doing things. Earn your reps, climb the ladder, pay your dues. On the other side, you've got SHEDEUR, the brand, the lightning rod, the son of Deion Sanders who walks in with swagger, cameras, and the guts to back it all up. He's the modern NFL in a nutshell. Equal parts quarterback and cultural phenomenon. And let's be real, This decision doesn't just affect the Browns. Every team in the league is watching. Every coach, every GM, every owner. Because this is Stefanski putting his entire reputation on the line. If Sanders thrives, Stefanski becomes the guy who saw the future and had the guts to embrace it. If Sanders crashes and burns, Stefanski's career might burn with him. And while all that noise is swirling, the Browns are grinding. The veterans are trying to keep some sense of normalcy, just going about their business. The coaches are literally rewriting the installation schedule to accommodate a rookie quarterback. That tells you everything right there. By the time this team gathers again tomorrow, the entire world around them is going to feel different. Because the spotlight isn't leaving, not with this quarterback room. Then there's Dillon Gabriel. Yesterday, he storms out in dramatic fashion, and now the rumors are flying like wildfire. Sources are already whispering that the kid might even be considering a holdout. That's right, a third-round pick potentially walking away. Meanwhile, SHEDEUR's workload keeps growing. More reps, more huddle time, more chances to put his stamp on this team. And make no mistake about it, the second he steps in that huddle, the entire franchise is staring back at him, silently saying, "Save us." But here's where it gets crazy. Jimmy Haslam's draft night proclamation, that wasn't just an impulsive move. It didn't just shake up the quarterback room. It ripped apart the entire organizational framework of the Cleveland Browns. Decision-making. Protocols? Gone. Front office authority? Undermined. Coaching autonomy? Compromised. This wasn't about picking a quarterback. This was about an owner flexing so hard it broke the system. And yet after SHEDEUR and Gabriel had their confrontation, ownership suddenly did a full 180. Almost like they realized the house was burning down, Haslam pulled back, giving football operations the reins again. Coaches were told, "It's your call now." That reversal might have saved the franchise from complete collapse. And through all of this chaos, SHEDEUR, he doesn't flinch. The kid shows up early, leaves late, headphones on, tunnel vision locked in. Sources say he's been borderline obsessive since being named the starter, asking for defensive playbooks, breaking down Bengals tape, hitting his receivers with constant calls to work on timing. He's treating this like his entire life's work has been leading to this moment. One offensive assistant even told a reporter the kid's obsession with football matches his talent. That's rare. That's what makes him different. And you know what? The veterans feel it too. They're not bowing to him because of draft status. They're buying in because of the grind. That's the quickest way to earn respect in this league. Sweat, not status. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everybody in that locker room is blindly drinking a Kool-Aid. Some of the linemen have admitted privately. Both guys can start. Both deserve a shot. The defense, they're pumped about SHEDEUR's upside, but they still tip their hat to Gabriel's polish. And that honesty, that balance actually tells me this team has a maturity we don't usually associate with the Cleveland Browns. But step outside that locker room, oh man, it's a circus. The national media has set up camp. Every practice is getting dissected on Twitter. Body language experts are breaking down handshakes. Reddit threads are zooming in on grainy practice clips. We've got comedians like Jimmy Kimmel cracking jokes about SHEDEUR versus Gabriel. Saturday Night Live is already writing a sketch. This has officially gone beyond football. It's a cultural moment, and with that attention comes opportunity. Marketing execs are lining up for Sanders. Endorsements are already on the table before he's even thrown a professional touchdown. But with that attention also comes insane pressure. People inside the league are already asking, did Cleveland just blow up their entire timeline just for hype? Former executives are shaking their heads, saying SHEDEUR should have had a clipboard season. Meanwhile, the other camp is saying no. This kid has been bred for this moment since birth thanks to his dad. Speaking of Dayon, Coach Prime hasn't said a word since the starter announcement, but don't be fooled. His shadow is all over this. And if he shows up at that first game in Cincinnati, oh boy, you think this media storm is crazy now? It would turn into a hurricane. And let's not forget Dillon Gabriel's side of this. If he requests a trade, which insiders are seriously hinting at, then this whole thing goes from messy to seismic. Third rounder walking, fifth rounder starting, and the Browns left trying to glue chemistry back together before week one even kicks off. The scenarios are endless. Maybe SHEDEUR comes out firing and the offense explodes. Gabriel's gone. Browns cash in on draft capital, and suddenly Cleveland looks like geniuses. Or maybe SHEDEUR struggles and the critics pile on while Gabriel plays the good soldier, waiting for his shot. Or maybe it's somewhere in the middle, up and down. Play, never-ending controversy, and the locker room walking a tightrope for 17 weeks. None of those scenarios are ideal, but all of them are possible. And here's what makes it even crazier. Cincinnati is sitting back licking their chops. Lou Anarumo is designing disguise after disguise, pressure package after pressure package, all aimed at confusing the rookie. Joe Burrow has reportedly been laughing privately, saying, "Rookies don't survive against our defense." And honestly, history backs him up. This is baptism by fire. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 5,000 likes, that means we're beating the Bengals. Let's make it happen. But SHEDEUR, he doesn't back down from fire. He steps into it. And that's what makes this the most fascinating experiment in the NFL right now. It's not just about quarterbacks. It's about organizational identity. It's about philosophy. Do you play it safe with Gabriel's polish and knowledge of the system? Or do you swing for the fences with SHEDEUR's star power, raw talent, and cultural pull? The Browns have made their choice. They're betting their future on excitement over safety, ceiling over floor. And here's the truth. If Sanders lights it up on Sunday, the narrative flips completely. Dysfunction becomes genius. Chaos becomes vision. But if he falters, this could derail the entire franchise for years. Either way, history is about to happen in Cleveland. When Sanders takes that first professional snap, the weight of decades of heartbreak, the hopes of a franchise, and the eyes of the entire football world will all be on him. This isn't just a season opener. It's a cultural inflection point. And I don't care if you're a Browns fan or not, you'll be watching because this is the NFL's greatest drama unfolding in real time.